English 112. We are starting the second video. I did email students the script, so I have received a few questions. The first question I had was, how do I submit the thesis statement? So for paper number 2, for argument research paper number 3, there are 10 points for this major paper. The first one is the proposal paragraph with the topic you would like to address. The second is the annotated bibliography showing that you have found the 9 sources. You list them and summarize them. The third is the outline. The outline is meant to include the introduction paragraph with the thesis statement. So this is what I really would like to look at so that before you write the draft, I can make comments on the thesis statement to make your paper stronger. And I can ask questions about your plan for the essay. So I am watching my email. I check the email with Google, I check the email with Canvas, and I check the regular TCC email. So I am downloading your assignments and saving them. I am writing the grades in the paper copy of my gradebook, and I need to update the Canvas gradebook so that you can see your points for the assignments. Unfortunately, a lot of students are not responding, which means the zeros are adding up. So until the last day of class, I am accepting assignments so that students can get the grade they want and move on to other classes. If you have already had English 111 and English 112, this means you've met the requirements for English. A few students do take mythology or literature or other humanities classes, but usually the 111 and the 112 requirements are most of the students' required classes. So I am reading your emails and answering your questions, and the thesis statement and introduction paragraph are part of the outline. So I'm sorry if that wasn't clear enough before. So I'm looking at my list. I am asking you to do class activity number 7, and I emailed students a copy of class activity number 7. The article title is Writing Ability Declines, but Still Crucial for Success. And so if this is the claim the writer is making, then I'm asking students to analyze this article and answer the questions. So please submit this by email. There are 8 in-class activities, so 6 of them have been completed. This is the 7th, and so I hope that you will have some opinion about the article to analyze how it was written. I did write on my list how to support a claim in a research paper, and I did give students a link to an internet site about creating a research paper. So if you do not have a textbook, then you will still have access to information about planning the research paper. There was an example in the information which I typed up. The theoretical thesis is a college town has to expect a certain amount of student glee on holidays such as St. Patrick's Day, and then I did type in ways to develop this thesis. And so when students are formulating an idea and supporting the idea, the ways to support ideas are definition, description, examples, statistics, comparison, contrast, reasons and consequences. There are many ways to develop an idea. See which way will work best with the topic you have chosen. I hope the example will be useful. Okay, so I did hope that this example of brainstorming would be useful for students if they're having a difficult time starting their research paper number 3. I did clearly say complete class activity number 7, email the analysis to me. I did focus on how to state a clear claim and support the claim. I used a newspaper article from the opinion section of the local paper. The title was Legalized Assisted Suicide Risks Harm to Veterans. And so Tom Steffens is the author of that article, and it was March 20th, 2020, so it is a recent piece of legislation that is being considered for the Virginia state legislators. So I created 12 questions, and those questions are meant to help students think out loud. If you skim through the article, then to analyze the article, those questions should read into the main ideas in the article. And so it is a little bit of a complex article. It seems that assisted suicide is something being considered in many states, in many countries, and veterans are not the only population, but the writer is most concerned with veterans, how those people would be negatively affected by this new law. And so as citizens, students are encouraged to explore controversial issues because they are voters and they are the ones who will be making decisions for new laws, rejecting them or supporting them. So the newspaper does try to inform citizens of issues which are being brought up in the legislature. And I did type up that article, so you will be able to read it. Okay, so I'm really focusing on my notes that we are trying to finish the second research paper. A lot of people did not finish their second research paper, which is description and interpretation of an image. I asked students to select a controversial issue, find an image related to that issue, and cite the image in MLA style. So I will be happy to look at your draft. Only a couple people emailed me the draft asking for feedback. I have started to prepare the amended syllabus, which I will email. The Writing Center is offering to review papers online with students, so that is a service that you can take advantage of. In addition to the second paper, students have been emailing me makeup quizzes. I will be emailing another grammar lesson and a follow-up email with a quiz for that to make sure students are improving. A new question is, how are students going to prepare the portfolio? Normally I ask you to save all your writing samples, make corrections, put the corrected copy on top of the original copy with my notes and scribbles. And then I look at that, and it is a graded assignment, which has, I think, 8 points. So the only thing I can ask you to do is, when you're ready for your e-portfolio, if you have your 4 summary analysis response essays and the edited copies, and you have your research paper 1 and research paper 2 and your edited and corrected copies, I would like to see those 6 papers. I think you can attach them to Canvas, but I will take them by email. I just want to see if you have questions about my comments, if you know how to correct them, if you need to ask how to make corrections. Uh, in the future, your papers could be error-free or with fewer errors. That is the goal of focusing on sentence structure, word choice, punctuation, and things that I've commented on in your paper. So the portfolio will be handled that way. I will type up the explanation for the next video for that. So I have been sending you a lot of little emails, and I hope you will be finishing up with paper 2, completing your in-class activities, and doing the steps for paper 3. Following the proposal, annotated bibliography, and outline comes the draft of the research paper. And so the draft of the research paper is something that is time consuming. If you have a good outline, then it helps you put the information in a specific order so that it is easier to support your ideas. I will review how to do in-text citations. The example in the textbook is excellent, shows how to refer to each source, the information from each source in the body of the paper, and to list the sources in the works cited page. Students will receive their annotated bibliographies back. They will keep the citations, change annotated bibliography to works cited, take out the notes, make sure you correct any of the citations, and ask questions about how to prepare the list of sources. If you receive your essay 2 or research paper 2 back, you will see I will also make comments on the works cited. If you're doing the same topic for research paper 2 and research paper 3, then that will help you make corrections in the documentation as well. So it is not easy to be in isolation, to be at home doing classwork on the computer. The goal is to complete English 112 so that you have met this requirement. Move on to writing better papers in all your classes and finish the requirement for this class. I have been checking my email again. Do not fail to take advantage of the assignments and feedback. I do appreciate students being persistent. It is not easy to be taught in a video or to study the textbook by yourself or to look at emails or video scripts trying to summarize what is exactly on the syllabus to clarify something. It's much easier for me to tell the class in the classroom and to answer questions about the information, but that's not really possible right now. So keep up your spirits, get your work ethic back, complete your work so that you won't have to start with another English 112 either in the summer or the fall. I would like to help all the students finish this requirement successfully. So take care, and I will be checking my email for your questions.